So how you doing, Dan?
I'm not good.
No, having a tough day,
Yeah.
tough week
No, Tuesdays are the worst day of the week.
because you have to record the podcast.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I mean, the word have to. Don't you want to?
No. Not
Oh,
sometimes, but not today.
not
Not this day. Not this Tuesday.
Not this Tuesday.
no.
Why? What's going on? You want to talk it through?
No.
You don't want to talk about it?
I just
Did,
I
did,
I woke up. I went to bed not feeling very well, and then I woke
yeah,
up and I feel like I'm getting a cold. But can you even hear me?
yeah, we can hear you. I thought maybe you lost your fantasy football game or something.
I don't. Did I lose? I
I
know
don't
when
know.
I'm 5-0 in one league. I know
I
that.
know you are. That's why I thought maybe you were bumming because you finally lost.
Look what
No.
got him up.
Well, I don't
Fantasy
want to be.
football.
I don't want to be rude to the listeners, but
No, the listeners didn't see how you were laying there, so they're fine.
or the viewers, if you
Just the
view.
viewers.
I don't feel like recording today.
You want me to
Just
stop it then? We're gonna stop it right here.
well,
Thanks
no,
for
I mean, because then when are you gonna do it? We have to put it out tomorrow. I woke up. I feel like I'm getting a cold, but I kind of I haven't felt like working in weeks, and I had so much to do, so I just kind of was doing stuff, and then I just popped open a Coke. Maybe that'll get me going.
Yeah, that would make you feel better.
I hear you. I got a lot going on too. Me and Sonia, we've been door dashing.
Have you?
Yeah, we're like let's see what this is all about. So like the last 4 or 5 nights out, we go together too. Like it's on her phone, and I'll just ride with her and I'll help her like navigate and stuff. So it's crazy out here in the middle of nowhere door dashing.
Do you get any orders?
Yeah, we've gotten quite a few. Yeah.
Is door dashing the one that you go and like shop for it? Is that the
No, it's just fast food. It's like,
fast
Where
food?
it's
but it's
good
kind
food fast. It's good food fast
good food fast. Sorry.
or fast food.
It's funny. One of them though, the oddest one was there's a gas station called Speedway. It's probably like Wawa's or whatever. I don't know. And it was for one blueberry Slurpee. That was it. And then we pick it up, and it's like literally 8 miles out into the country we had to drive. Like we're talking middle of nowhere, cornfields. All like we're driving through cornfields on both sides. It's middle of the night. It's like 11 o'clock at night. Scary stuff. Cornfields. That's it. And it's like some 12-year-old boy out in this farmhouse that ordered a slushie. Like, what is happening?
How much did he pay for it?
I mean, we made $5 on the deal. I don't know what he left the tip and everything. So
That was $5 with the tip, or
the whole transaction for us was $5. So it wasn't a great one.
that's okay.
It's because
So
Sorry.
like, because I before I got into reselling, I signed up for. I tried gig work, the gig work stuff.
yeah.
Like I did Uber. I never got a passenger. Never got a passenger.
You never got a drive?
No, I never did it. I like got too nervous.
Okay.
I did DoorDash for like one shift, and then I did Instacart for a few shifts. I didn't mind Instacart.
Instacart is what I'm thinking of. Isn't that where you go shopping?
Yeah.
But like, I've turned it on before. Like DoorDash recently. Like I've turned it on, and it like whenever I get an order, it just doesn't seem worth it. Like just
it's rough.
I mean, you're $5. You could just list like another items, like item or two.
We got lucky because we got two good. It's all about the tips. Now we know it's all about the tips. If they don't tip, it's a waste of time, honestly. So it's hard because I want to tell the person, look, like this is you pay like some of them only paid like $3. I'm like, this is not worth it to go from my house to Taco Bell and then drive 3 miles to if they said, hey, will you go pick up Taco Bell for $3?
Right?
No,
they have to be kids or they have their license suspended. Because like
right.
if I want Taco Bell, I'll just drive through the drive-through.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna pay $25 for Taco Bell plus a tip.
But on the other side of it, I'm not gonna. If someone said, "Hey, I'll give you $3 to bring me Taco Bell," no, go get it yourself.
So are we turning this to a gig work podcast?
We
now?
are. Let's get. But one. So one was a Taco Bell order that she tipped $10 because she was out in the middle of nowhere too. She was like 7 miles outside of.
Sounds like she's a doctor. She might be
So
a nurse.
that was a good one. Then we got a McDonald's one where the guy tipped $5.
That's
So
Do you see the tip beforehand? So
You
you have no.
so we select not hourly. We select the one where it's by drive, and it tells you what the offer's for. You don't see the tip, but you see that so that one that they gave the $10 tip, the offer was $12. So boom, right away accept. That was by far the highest one we've seen. And then the other one where he left a $5 tip, the offer was $8 total. That tells you what the total trip is worth, $8. So when you see that, they left they're leaving a tip because most of the drives are $2 to $4 each. Like the ones where they don't leave a tip, you're making $2 to $4. Anyways,
sounds like you should do a whatnot show. To be honest, it's something that's.
I want to. We've made almost $60 just putting around.
For how many hours?
I think we're averaging like almost $15 an hour, so I don't know what that is. We haven't been out doing it for hours. Like we would literally do like an hour window, and what sucks is you're there for an hour, but like small town, we'll go 15 minutes without anything. So we'll be sitting at home for 15 minutes in that hour waiting for one to pop up.
I think more metropolitan areas would be better.
Yeah.
Every time I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. Man, I feel like it would just be better off just listing stuff.
Yeah, I do too. It's just like one of those things where we wanted to see, we were bored. Instead of sitting at home and watching TV, let's see if
sitting at home and watching TV sounds a lot better.
It does.
No offense.
I have zero self control, so I think I would have been every time we go in the Taco Bell, I might have to grab my.
Tony has to talk me down every time. Like, we're at Taco Bell. Can I get a slushy? Hey, Wendy's, can I get a Frosty?
Yeah, like,
She's like, I'm only making $3. The Frosty's going to make us in the negative.
And then you get done, and then you're like, oh, I'm hungry now. So then you stop and get food.
Yep. The other problem is small town is there's DoorDashers here. And, like, you can set up a schedule. So, like, people that have been doing it for a while, they set up a schedule. Like, they schedule days in advance that they're going to be working the dinner rush on Thursday or whatever, right? So they take that window. So DoorDash knows they're scheduled to work that time, means they're less likely to offer me any work because it's not always here. Where again, small town, it's not always available. Like we'll check and sometimes like, oh, they don't want. There's no help needed, so there's no dashing isn't available to me right now.
Mm.
Anyways,
I could have used that this morning. I went and I went to Dunkin' Donuts this morning, got a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel, and then went to Wawa to get gas in my car. And while I was pumping gas, I threw the bagel out because it was in the front seat with another bag of trash that I had.
You were throwing your trash and you threw out your breakfast?
Yep. Drove all the way home, and I'm looking for my bagel in the
I'm not gonna lie, I would have shed a tear. I would have probably cried. A grown man crying.
You should have DoorDashed another.
I should have.
You should have DoorDashed.
I should have. Well, whenever I go to Wawa, there's always like the rack that's like set up next to the register that has the DoorDash items on there, like maybe 4 or 5 bags of different orders. But that's Wawa, and I guess it's more populated around here.
Yeah, that would you just decide right then and there, I'm going to clean the car? Like, is that what happens? You do that every time you stop and get gas?
Well, every time I go and stop and get gas, I usually have water bottles or soda bottles or whatever. Yeah. But I had a bag that was in the front seat next to the Dunkin' Donuts bag, and I just grabbed the whole thing and threw it out.
Oh,
don't they have bacon, egg, and cheese bagels at Wawa?
They do, but I like the Dunkin' Donuts one.
Did you go back to Dunkin' after that?
No, I went because I made it all the way home.
Just called it a loss.
I called it a loss and made toast.
That's so sad.
So that's the kind of day I'm having.
You at least put some on your toast, like you put jelly or butter.
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 Yeah.
Terrible.
And I shared a crust with the dogs. So
Well, that's nice. I'd share my. I had a bagel a little bit ago.
of course you did.
Both my dogs each get a little. It was just a cream cheese bagel.
Rub it
I
in.
didn't.
I had a hot pocket. You jealous about a hot pocket?
What kind? Meatball?
No, pepperoni.
Oh, I don't like the pepperoni one. I
That's
like
all
the
they-
meatball. I'm like Joe. I like the
That's all they
meatball.
had at Aldi. Is
Aldi.
Aldi
They were
here.
talking about.
We do the hot pockets, but we buy the like the one at like Costco.
The Philly
and
cheesesteak.
My kids love them. No, it's usually meatball. Maybe it is pepperoni and cheese. I don't know. But my kids love them, man.
Do you have the Aldi shoes that they were talking about on RIN today?
Well,
Apparently, there's a pair of
I've
shoes
seen
that
those.
are Aldi
No.
themed.
No, I don't have.
Dan needs a pair. As often as you go to Aldi, you need a woman's size 10 Aldi shoes.
Does
I don't
anybody
have
out there
I don't
have?
have money for that. That's probably expensive.
Hey, well, Christmas is coming, so who knows? They probably are expensive. I should look them up before I say that. I didn't even know that was a thing. And then
You're gonna give me
talking about-
Aldi shoes for Christmas?
If they're affordable, yeah. Women's size 10.
Speaking of shoes, did you see that Bryce Harper was fined for wearing Wawa cleats?
I did not.
He had a pair of cleats on that had like a barcode on the back with Wawa on it, and MLB fined him because it was a advertisement.
It was like the. What do you mean a barcode? Like you
Like
scan-
you'd scan it. It looked like something that you would a regular barcode on the back.
Like a
and it had
QR code?
Wawa. No, it was a regular barcode.
Oh,
but it said Wawa below it, or what?
Yeah, it said Wawa below it. He's sponsored by Wawa. He does commercials or whatever.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Is he still good? I remember he was really good for a while.
you guys are ruining the Reseller podcast with baseball talk.
Well, I was trying to.
We talked about your fantasy football league.
Jimmy brought it up, and it's his fantasy football league.
I was trying to get Dan a little excited. His team is doing good, so I thought maybe that would get him.
Did we have any returns this week
Sonia has a return
for
Sonia.
clothes?
It was a Carhartt coveralls. They haven't shipped it yet though,
No.
and she doesn't do free returns. And they said they were honest. They said it didn't fit them, so they're returning it based on doesn't fit. So they're not being mean or anything. So she doesn't do free returns, so they will be paying for the return shipping, and then she doesn't have to refund the original shipping. So that's her first return, though. So she was kind of sad, but
Oh, tell her they happen. I have a bunch,
especially with clothes, right? Because she's doing mainly clothing. Huh.
Just Wawa on the back of them.
How much she get fined for that? Probably more than we make in a year.
I don't know. Probably nothing. So
Dan, no returns. You're not talking about it.
I don't have any returns.
what do you want to talk about, Dan?
The excitement.
You guys talk. I'm a listener.
adrenaline.
I'm a listener this week.
All right. Well, that's no fun. Dan, you're the star of the show. We talked about that on the live. The other day.
That's what makes me depressed about doing this thing. Is you guys don't put that pressure on me.
We're not putting any pressure on you now.
You just called me the star of the show.
Embrace-
What kind
embrace
of pressure?
Embrace being a star.
I don't want to be the star.
People come here to watch and listen to you, Dan.
They should get their money back.
They don't pay. They don't pay. Do they? I guess YouTube, and I guess
They pay them with their time, right?
Yeah, that's true. Time is money.
I don't know.
You're right.
I don't know.
Hopefully they're listening and doing something that makes them money.
Not like me.
Like they could be door dashing right now.
I don't do anything to make me money. I'll do anything.
What are you doing with the cards? You're out there hustling these cards, man. You're like a card dealer. How's that going?
Did you do a card show this Sunday morning even though there was a football game on? I didn't see.
Oh yeah, you guys didn't see any of my shows I did this weekend, did you?
I think I stopped in the one.
You guys never support me in my reselling shows.
What did you do?
Can't even come say hi. I had 2 shows this weekend. I didn't see either one of you.
were they on? What platforms were they on?
Oh yeah, it would be nice if you knew, right?
Yeah,
I think it was. I saw you on Dibdit. You were on Dibdit, right?
No,
Or no?
no, I wasn't on Dibdit.
Yes. Oh, that was Thursday. It was last Thursday.
Was it last Thursday? I don't
I
remember.
know that Sonia drops in because I hear you while she's sitting next to me. I hear her in your show. So, and I'll glance over there and I'll be like, "What is he doing? What is he selling?"
I did a
So I know
show.
Sonia.
I did a show on Saturday. It was it was like a raid train on whatnot, and it was 50. This is why it's the worst. Is because like I literally, this is like the third or fourth week in a row that I call myself a reseller. I think I don't even know, but I don't even sell anything on eBay. I'm out here pimping around over on whatnot, trying to do this like like trying to like sell stuff like constantly, just like, hey, I'm live again. Let me start selling you this stuff.
Over there. Oh, was that rapid fire one? I want to do that.
Yeah, the
Was that
WTF.
one where you had to do like super fast?
Yeah, but I didn't
auctions?
read the directions of what I was supposed to do.
See, I did. I saw that. I remember you. Yeah, that was the one where you were like, and then Jen, she was going crazy. Jen Multiverse, she was doing like 3-second.
I had
What are
15.
the
It was a
sudden
15
deaths?
minute. You have 15 minutes to sell as much stuff as you can,
Yeah.
and your goal was to hit $150 in the 15 minutes. And then if you hit that goal at the end of the night, like all the people that did, all the sellers who hit it, they get a prize. I don't know what the prize was, but they won a prize. But
Did you
I
not get a prize,
Did,
Dan?
did you not hit 150?
I didn't hit my goal.
Oh.
I had
What did you?
huh?
What did you get on the lounge fly? I put a pre bid on that.
$34.
How much?
$34.
Uh,
Like you should
Oh,
have.
that's
I feel like I like. I mean, then you sound like a jerk because I just felt like I was gonna get more. I felt
Well,
like
I want
should
because
have
I
went
want
for
to
a
ask.
little
I'm
bit
going to ask
more.
the hard question. Do you think that was 50? Was that at least 50% of the value of that bag? Do you think, or was it less?
I think it was less than the value. I don't know. I think it was less than the
Like,
value.
like
that's probably what.
50% of the value. Like,
That's probably like $100 bag, ain't it?
I think
$80
so.
bag.
I think it's like 80.
that's my whatnot theory. If you can get 50% of the value, you're doing decent on whatnot.
That's. I mean, I don't. That's the conclusion I keep coming to, and I hate whatnot. I do.
Why did you do it?
Did you do
Because
giveaways?
this I was talking to my mom about this last week. Is I don't do anything for me. Like I do everything. Like I never. I mean I'm like I sell on whatnot. I sign up for all these things. Like I had a good time doing the show. It's just like it
Yeah.
doesn't make me any money. Like I don't make. Like I made money, but like I spent money to make the little bit of money that I made on that show. Like it's not worth it to me. Like I mean I'd probably rather be door dashing in Buchanan, Ohio. Buchanan,
You know,
Bucyrus, Ohio.
I'm telling you, Joe, he talks the same story about the podcast to other people.
No, I mean,
Oh yeah. Oh,
for other people, not for me, and I don't make any money, and I'd
no
rather.
doubt.
I
No doubt.
don't have to make money at everything. That's but then sitting here talking, I sound like a jerk. I don't mean it like that either. It's just sometimes I get like today I kind of have like felt like doing I mean I half feel like doing some work, but like we have to do the podcast and it's like it's right in the middle of the work. And like Monday's a big shipping day, so I don't get anything done on Monday. And then Tuesday it's like we do this and I don't really get much work at all done. And then we get to Wednesday and then it's like I haven't done any work for 2 days and then I sit there and mope because I haven't done work in 2 days. Then it's Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I haven't been out all week because so then I go out and I don't get enough work done, and then it's Friday. You know, I'm like in this circle of constantly doing the same thing over and over, and then I come on here every Tuesday, record for our Wednesday podcast, and I just whine like a big old whine baby, and then I'm like, oh, okay, people are probably sick of listening to me whine now. They're probably right now typing like, oh, what this is big dumb idiot. What's he talking about? What's he whining about now? The other people have real problems.
I think you're making some good points, but you're just like maybe not seeing it.
I
Maybe
think
I'm wrong.
saying it right. Seeing what?
Like, I think one of my biggest problems with whatnot, my personal big problem with whatnot is what makes it difficult is people are using it as just some people, not a lot, but some people are using it as just like a social media platform where they're enjoying it enough to where they don't really care if they're making a ton of money on there. It's almost like their social media platform to, have interactions with people, their friends, their viewers, whatever,
Yeah.
where
So you call me a dick.
you need it to make you some money. Like that's what most people want Whatnot to do, is make them some money.
Well, like,
Not just a social media platform.
oh yeah, I don't want to start grabbing stuff. So I did the show. Like, it wasn't. I mean, I had a good time doing it. It was fun. I do enjoy doing the shows. But and it's only 15 minutes. It wasn't like it's. But I read it as, I thought I could only sell 15 items, and they needed to be worth $10 or more. So I was trying to find 15 good items, and then I was like, oh shoot, I'm not. I'm supposed to have sell as many items. I have to sell at
Yeah,
least
15
15
ain't gonna last you
items.
nothing. Yeah.
So I was already unprepared, and I couldn't like change what I was doing. And then I pulled some stuff out of my inventory to put in my show to try to make more, to make it, which, and you had to start everything at $1 also. But I put like I put a bag in there that I had listed on eBay for $50, and it sold for $6. And I mean, I understand, like, okay, like that's what I signed up for, but it's just like, I don't know how to sell that bag other than, if I just left it on eBay, maybe I wouldn't have gotten $15 or $50, but like, I'm like, oh my god. And then I sell the lounge fly, like I put it in there. Like, I mean, it's fine, but it's like, it's worth
Well,
more
that's
than
high
that.
stress.
So
That's high stress. That's a high stress kind of sell because you're doing a raid, so you can't let down the next person in the chain. So you have to make sure you have stuff to run the whole time.
yeah.
And running it that fast, that's high. Like you have to have a lot. Jen, she ran out. She was like, because she thought it was only 10 minutes, but she was like, she had a ton of stuff she sold. She was doing. I can't even express. Like she was just 3 seconds gone, 3 seconds gone, and she would start the next item instantly.
How fast did you do yours, Dan? What,
uh like 10 or 15 seconds, because I only had, I think, 20. I mean, I started pulling stuff, and then I didn't even sell everything. Some people just put it up there and they sell it too. That's the
Right.
difference of, because other people have, they have a better they have bigger following. So like,
Yeah.
I mean, they just buy whatever. Like, some people were just selling. One guy, he was giving away like a putter at the end, and it was just literally selling socks. And you didn't even know what socks you were. There was like 2 seconds sudden death, and he sold like 150 pairs of socks. But he was giving away some fancy putter. I don't know what the putter was at the end, because I was making him a lunch. But like, I don't have like, if I did that, it would be like out of the norm for me to give away some. I don't. I mean, I guess I could have sold socks and gave away the lounge fly,
It
but
was
I don't.
basically like the sock was a raffle ticket
Yeah,
because you had to be a
yeah,
buyer to win,
yeah,
right? You had to be a
yeah,
buyer to win.
yeah. But I don't know how that
Yeah,
would have went from. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. I didn't
yeah.
think about it enough. This is only the second time I've ever done one of these. So I mean, I'm okay. Like, I don't want to sit here and say I had a good time doing it, and understood like what I was. I understand. Like, I'm not upset, but it's just like, kind of like, well, what point? I mean, I'm just gonna end up going broke if you keep doing that kind of thing, selling something that you know is worth. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
this, it's like a Cole Haan bag I had. I found it at the bin, so I don't have anything. I barely had anything into it, but I priced it at $50. I found a comp. It was a Kelsey bag. It's a suede bag, little pink bag. Very cute, really cute, Joe. You would have loved it. Um, Joe's not even listening to me.
Yeah, if you would have had that cute pink bag, you could have put your Dunkin' Donuts sandwich in it. You
Yeah.
wouldn't have thrown it away.
yeah.
I just, and then I come on here every week and complain. I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm complaining, but I'm not. I'm not trying to complain, because then that gets in my
And
head too. Sitting
we
here
vent.
complaining.
That's what you do with your friends. You vent with your friends. That's what we do.
No, so I mean, I understand. Like, it just was like, I hadn't had anyone really look at it, so I don't know. I mean, I probably should have dropped the price on eBay and left it and just be like, whatever. But like, I constantly show. I sold a few Blu-rays. Like, I mean, I've been trying to like sell these Blu-rays on there for, I mean, months, and I sold a few, but it's just like, I
When Joe
everything.
sells Blu-rays, sell them to Joe.
Well, I have 2 left. I tried. Then I did a show on Sunday. I'm trying to think what else I sold at that show. I did a show on Sunday, and it was a 20-minute show. It's a garage sale show, and I sold a few things, but some stuff it was like I priced it up. It was like it's a pretty cool. It's a vintage Winnie the Pooh like kids puzzle, like a 3D puzzle. It's a plastic puzzle, really cool. And there's like comps. It's like $15 maybe on eBay. And I'm like, I'm not gonna just give this to someone. So I priced it at $5, and no one. I mean, no one. This has been the third time I've showed it in a show, so I'm just gonna list it on eBay, and just maybe I'll send an offer and sell it for 12. But at least it doesn't take anything to list something like that. And then I had this big old Sully plush from
Sullivan, yeah,
from Monsters Inc. It was like a pillow pet, and I was excited about it. And it's like a $20 plush, and I mean, no, this is the second time. Second time? No, this might have been the first time I showed it. No one bid on it.
Do you run sales on eBay? Do you run percentage off sales, right?
I usually send offers, and I've done a few sales lately, but I haven't done a lot. I've only done like 3 sales this year, I think.
I've been doing a lot of my stale inventory. I've been running on 50% off sale, because to me, that's still better than the one I'm going to get on Whatnot.
Well,
so
I haven't listed these on eBay.
Oh,
they're just haven't. No. I bought them. I got them at the bin. Like, that's the thing is, like, I've been trying. Like, I went on this rant during my show on Sunday. It was like I mean, I'm not. I find the stuff at the bins, and I'm like just trying to get like a bid on it and just sell it fast, because I don't have the storage. So that was like the point of like Whatnot, is to flip stuff fast. Like, maybe not get eBay value, but price it and get it like a bid. And I just don't get it. Like, it just doesn't
you
come.
Just what I always come back to, why I can't do Whatnot, is because when it came time to source for Whatnot, when I got low on my inventory and I needed to source for Whatnot, I wasn't making any money.
On my eBay, I enjoy my clothes and my shoes, and so I have storage for that. But like, I'm looking at this big Sullivan plush. I don't have storage for it. Like, I just rather find it today, bring it home, and then sell it tomorrow on Whatnot, and like get it out of here, like, and just move it. And then instead, it's gonna be sitting here probably till I run it through another show or two, and maybe it'll sell. Like, I had some I sold some Squishmallows. There's like a Dumbo one. It's the third time I showed it in a show, and it finally sold. I think someone's at your door, Jimmy. Someone's knocking.
Am I hitting the?
Yeah, when I'm talking. Yeah, thanks a lot.
I was actually cleaning the base of my microphone.
Oh, I'm boring you so much. You're cleaning.
No, I'm just. Yeah, I always wondered why like announcers hold a pen. Like, I feel like that's.
I hold something all the time, so I don't.
So I'm gonna hold one right now, because that's what it is. Like, I'm listening, but I'm just.
No, well, then
you have to have something in your hand.
I'm tired of coming on here and talking and telling the same stupid story. How I'm miserable selling on Whatnot, and I'm not that miserable. But I did a card show. I don't remember what day I did the card show.
You still doing them early mornings?
I did. I was gonna do one yesterday, and then I was gonna do it earlier, and then I just did. Oh, I was doing my shipping, and do you guys know Andy Sameta?
Yep.
Yeah.
He came to Chicago.
And I was going to ask you about it.
He was in Chicago this week, and then Whatnot Homeschool Mama and Taco Joe. They live here around here. They're my friends. Taco Joe went and picked Andy up, so I met him up at the bins yesterday and sourced with him for a little while.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I had to drop. I had to drop everything. Huh?
I seen it on his Instagram.
Yeah. It was awesome to meet him in person. And anyway, I was doing my shipping, and then I had scheduled the show. I had it scheduled for Tuesday, I guess. I thought I was doing it on Monday, but I had my dates mixed up. And then I started doing my shipping because Taco Joe had told me Andy might come, so I was waiting on Sunday to hear from him, and I didn't hear from him. And then I was doing my shipping, and then I was trying, because on stupid Whatnot, when you do your shipping, I have to like translate everything from like you have to get the exact ounces or something because you can't do like 2 pounds 7 ounces. You have to have it like 39 ounces. But I mean that's easy math. But sometimes it's a little bit harder. You know what I'm saying? So I was like
Yeah.
getting out my calculator, and then they had Taco Joe had texted me that they were
Wait, your scale doesn't do ounces?
well, it's in pounds and ounces.
Oh.
So you have to like do
Oh,
the math. I mean,
you can't do one. I got you.
it doesn't. I mean, I don't know if I can mess with it and make it just do ounces, but anyway, I just happened to pick up my phone and saw that he had texted me, so I hurried up and just like I had to do my eBay shipping, but
What day was that?
yesterday on Monday.
Yeah.
So but anyway, I had my
Yeah.
stuff I have my stuff everywhere, and so I didn't want to have to move it and um to put out a show. So I was like, I'll just do it to Tuesday, and I don't feel like doing it today, so I'm not gonna probably do it because I don't know. Last week we were supposed to. I don't even remember what we were supposed to get. I was supposed to give myself something to do accomplish during the week so I could come on here and say I did it, and I don't even remember if I ended up saying that I was going to do something. I was trying to get myself back on track, and then I think this week I'm going to work on just organizing myself. Like I think that's my biggest problem. I think we talked about a little bit about last week about about the mess. Like I'm going to clear. I have stuff that I've collected that I keep throwing through whatnot shows. I'm just going to purge it. I'm just getting rid of it. I'm just done.
I tried to organize something. I did a yard sale this weekend at my house.
Oh, nice.
I did pretty good. I got rid of some stuff that has just been sitting around here, but then you realize how much crap that you have on top of like the regular, like it just wasn't my like eBay stuff that I was getting rid of and all that. It was just like the kids stuff, kids clothes,
Oh, thanks,
sneakers.
Joe. You know I sell clothes. Couldn't put
Well,
me
I
couldn't put a bundle up on shopcommons.net for me? Or is it
well,
shopcommons.com?
Dot
Sorry.
org. .org.
Is it .org?
No, it's .net.
.gov.
No, that's
Slash
28 days, Joe. 28 days, right?
Oh, shit.
So, but I did pretty well. I sold like $322 worth of stuff.
What is that?
So.
A shot at me because I didn't make that much this weekend, Joe?
No, I was just telling you what I did. But now, like I thought I was going to get all organized, and at the end of the yard sale, I just packed it all up and put it all down here, and it's even a bigger mess.
Do that, Joe. Why? Why
No,
would
you
you
load
do
it
that?
up and you take it, donate it, Joe.
Yeah.
Donate.
Oh, I would start packing.
Always wrong.
Ugh.
That's why.
I would start packing my
I get-
car up. I was gonna say truck, my car up right now, but I put stuff in there because last week every day I kept on wanting to clean shoes, and I had shoes in here, and I'm like, I'm gonna put them in my trunk because I'm gonna clean shoes tomorrow. Then I woke up in the morning. The one day it was like 75 and sunny outside, and it said it was gonna be nice. The next day I woke up, it was pouring, and then the next day it was like I couldn't do it, and the next day I couldn't do it, and then I had I like put my car stuffed with stuff. I mean, I went to the bins yesterday. Now I have an IKEA bag full of stuff in there, and something smells like smoke in there, and I don't smoke.
Uh-oh. Sure about that?
My car stinks.
Oh.
So yeah. So
I had
that's what I'm going to work on this week is cleaning up down here and
Yeah.
just getting rid of stuff that.
Yeah, it was Sunday. Woke up and we had the aroma in our house. Dang, sewer was clogged,
Oh,
so I had to have the plumber out and snake out the sewer.
Ugh.
So that was fun. And then he couldn't get it all. And it was late Sunday that he came out, and so he couldn't get it all done. So he came back out again yesterday and finished the job. So we didn't have toilets for a day and just all that fun stuff and stunk.
you should ask Dan.
Full of stuff. That's what made me think of it because I know Dan didn't want to say stuff full of crap, and so our house stunk like our sewer was full of crap, and it was.
Huh?
So that was fun. So I've had that adventure. So I didn't get a lot done yesterday.
Yeah.
Sorry to share that.
Yeah.
Off.
I don't know where to go from there. So.
It's a crappy situation you had going on, huh?
Yeah. As soon as they were fixed, there was a line. There was a line at the bathroom.
You have to go out back with the dogs.
Basically,
Okay.
it's weird because like it somehow I don't know it got into our sump, and so that's how we noticed it. It was the sump outside. There was a floater, and
Oh my god.
Come on. I don't want to talk about this.
shoot. I did go to yard. I went to the yard sales. Probably what's probably going to end up being the last time. It was crazy. This big community sale popped up on Facebook. Like at the last like we went on Friday, and they didn't put it on Facebook till Thursday. We went on Friday, and it was a good sale. There was a lot of sales at this community sale. Did pretty good over there.
I went out Saturday. I had it here, and then Sunday I went to the flea market, and I ran into an old friend of mine that has the car emblems. So I bought I don't know, maybe about 75 car emblems from him. That
Like the emblems you could stick on them, or
yeah. He works at a body shop, so some of them do have some damage, like the clips are broke or something like that. But he lets me go through them, and he gave them to me at a better price than what he did last year. He only goes to the flea market twice a year, he says.
what's the best one you got? What's the best car? Like a Cadillac or
No, I have something. I have a trunk emblem from a Mazda SUV, but it's the whole emblem, and you know how sometimes you can lift up the trunk or the SUV
oh
back. It's the whole one piece, and it has the actual trunk clip inside of it. So
yeah, right.
if it work, I mean, I have no way to test it if it works or not. So
And those sell pretty good, huh?
it's probably like $85.
Wow.
Yeah.
Auto parts, Amazon. I mean, not eBay. What do they call it? eBay Motors.
Yeah.
Man, I hear commercials for that stuff all the time.
So,
They're promoting
but
that eBay
I usually
Motor.
do pretty good with them. I pretty much bought every usable one that he had, and um, but that one right there is pretty good. And then I bought it was like a Dodge Ram. Spell out the Ram on the back of a truck. It's for like a 2021, but it's like the blacked out one. It's like they call it the Rebel model one. That
Fancy.
that goes for like 80 to $90. So
Nice.
yeah.
I haven't been.
I was excited to see him. He changed his phone number. I used to have his phone number, and I called it a couple times throughout the
I need emblems.
year.
Fall
But
out.
he changed his phone number. But I got it again, so hopefully I'll keep in touch with him.
Maybe he'll change it again.
He probably will. You sound very excited for me, Dan.
Huh?
You sound very excited for me that I got his phone number.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So, have you been able to do any thrift store visits, Dan? You went to the bins? You said that.
I went to
Did
the
you find
bins
any good?
on Friday. I met the listener Eddie up there. I bought some sports cards from him. So then I went inside and I think I got at least a bag of stuff. I didn't want
Did
anything.
Andy?
Huh?
Did Andy find anything when you met him down there? Did Andy find anything good at the bins?
He found stuff and then he found me well, he gave it to me because he didn't want to take it home. It was a Eddie Bauer goose down jacket.
Oh, nice.
And and then he had he had a Dickies coat with like I think it's like Sherpa lining in it, and he started putting stuff back. I'm like, why'd you take all this stuff if you're just gonna get a cart full and just leave it? He's like, oh, that's the fun, is just to find it. And then so I took the coat and then I was gonna ship it to him, and he said no, ship it to him. Andy, I'll ship it to you if you're listening. I'll ship it to you. Then he said no, and then
Where's he from? Where's he from? California?
California, big old California guy coming out here to the Indiana. The first thing I said to him was, "Why are you in Indiana?"
He
He
did
wanted
he
to,
answer?
he wanted to come see
Tom's-
Dan in the van.
Well, he was in Chicago. He came to Chicago, but
Chicago.
Chicago.
Oh,
He said his
okay.
wife was in. She had some work here this week, so he came to visit. So that's why.
I spent 2 weeks in Chicago alone for some training. Probably it's been over 10 years now.
Oh.
I worked for Sears as a refrigerator repairman, and they sent me out there for some training.
Do you want to come out here and fix my ice maker?
I probably could, but I don't want to, Joe.
Okay.
Those things. The only way you fix them is replace them. I mean, that's it. Get a
Okay.
new, take the whole thing out and put a whole new one in. Unless it's like a sensor or something.
Nah, I probably need a whole refrigerator. I'm done. I'm done with this refrigerator.
I ever tell you about that when I worked? I got that job for Sears, and they sent me. I already know how to work on refrigeration. They sent me to Chicago for 2 weeks for their training, and they wanted me to. I did upsells and stuff like that too, and I was fine with all that. Like, let's do this. Let's rock and roll. And like my first day working on my own, they had like me working on like I don't know how to fix an oven or a microwave or a dishwasher. Like I had never like I figure it out at home. You know what I mean? Like if you're at home, you'll figure it out if you can, and you'll mess with it. But they're sending me on a call into somebody's multi-million-dollar kitchen, and they're like, tear the oven out of the wall and fix it. I have no like what? And they, of course, they give you instructions on how to troubleshoot it. But again, I have 15 calls for the day. I'm in some expensive kitchen, and they want me to tear, how an expensive kitchen, the oven is like built in right into the wall, and like you have to take off paneling and stuff. And I was like, what? And so like I have all these calls. It's a long story. I have all these calls I get to. I'm spending most of my day trying to fix this one oven that I didn't fix. And then so I'm done with that one. I still got all these calls that I have to get to. And since I can't get to them because I spent all day on this one oven, guess what I have to do? I have to call each one of them and tell them I won't be there till tomorrow.
This is why you quit and did reselling?
Huh?
This is why you quit and started reselling?
I didn't last long there because I thought I was going to work on refrigerators, and most of my calls were dishwashers and ovens, stuff that I was learning on the fly. And I didn't like the idea of the customer standing, because you're in their house, they're sitting there watching you work. They can kind of catch on pretty quick that you don't know exactly everything you're doing, and you're tearing apart their kitchen. They're not very happy. And that job sucked.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
But because Dan was going to be a dryer repairman a couple weeks ago.
No. Can we talk about reselling, guys, please?
That is reselling.
It's not reselling. Fixing.
It's a life story, though. It's what, like you said, it's part of when I sit here and I start to get discouraged about my reselling life, and I start to get unmotivated or burnt out. All I have to do is think about that job and think about being in that kitchen and how
the consistent pay that would come in, and the health benefits, and the
I have a consistent
truck, and the 401k, the matching, and
let's talk about that for a little bit.
If it's
like
to do with we're 43 minutes in. One of you guys put the title on this episode, because we're 43 minutes in. We have
how to make consistent pay as a reseller. I don't have an exact number, but I have a bottom number that I know I make every week, and that's the bottom number. I'm going to make it every week. There's never been a week I didn't make that much, so I have that. Most of the time, there's times I make double that much a week. Most of the time, I make double that a week. So for me, as long as I look at this is how much I'm going to make every week. Let's say that number is 800. I make that every payout no matter what. But there's many times I make double that in my payouts. So as long as I just focus on that bottom number as being my guaranteed paycheck, I'm good.
Well, how do you focus on that?
Huh?
How do you do that?
Because I have a business account, and when I pay myself, my pay that I pay myself to my personal account is that bottom amount.
But how do you hit it every week?
So are there weeks that you get under that and they average it out? Like, if you know what I mean? Like, is there No.
For the
You
most
always,
part, I set that bottom number really low. That bottom number, okay, that is the number. That's the actual number. I could go through my payouts and you won't see an below $800 payout for a year because I always hit at least that.
Well, how do you
It's
get
not
it?
guaranteed money. By being consistent, by listing every day, by finding stuff that people want to. I mean, being a good picker is part of it. You have to find stuff that people want to buy. You have to list. I list for the most part. I'm listing at least 10 items a day. Sometimes I list 20 items a day. I run sales. Like I said, I have right now. I have a 10% off sale, a 15% off sale, and a 50% off sale. 50% off sale. This is how I set up my 50% off sale. I went through every month. Every month I go through, and if it got 0 views, I end it. I sell similar on it, and I put it on a 50% off sale if it's not already on the 50% off sale. So that stuff if it's getting 0 views, something's wrong. I'm done with it. I don't want it anymore. It's time to get rid of it. Goes on 50% off sale. Then the 15% off sale is stuff that I've had for over 60 days, and the 10% off sale is stuff that I've had for 30 to 60 days. So I'm always running sales. I promote.
well, I want to let me ask you something real quick. So your 50% off sale is also a promoted item too.
Yep. Yeah.
So if you're promoting at 10%, you're running a 60% off sale basically.
Yep. Yeah. I mean,
plus your fees, which is another
but
13%. So you're at
what good is that
73%.
item doing me that's been sitting there for 30 days and it got 0 views and it has no watches, no activity whatsoever. It's just sitting there. Now, sometimes, there's again, this is work that I do. I sit down at my desk and I actually, put time and work into it. Another thing that I do is if it's something that's not that I just listed, obviously I'm going to give that more time. So I do look at each individual item and I say, okay, that has zero views in 30 days, but it's only been listed for 24 days. That's not going on 50% off. It's only the older stuff that I know I've had for a long time. And I will do this. Like, let's say it's listed for $49.99, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it has 0 views for the last 30 days, and it's an older item. I've had it for a long time. I will go into that listing. I will put it up to, what I say, $49.99. I will put it up to $59.99. Then I'll put it on 50% off sale. So I'm putting some money back into it. Like, I'm raising the original price, and then it goes to the 50% off sale. So, like, I'm literally spending this time. I'll end all the items that have no views. I end them all. And then when I sell similar on them, while I have them in my bulk edit, I go in there and I raise the price $5 or $10, depending on how much it's listed for. Like if it's listed for $24.99, then I up it to $29.99. Then when it goes on the sale, it's at $15. And it's just, again, that's how I do my version of Whatnot. That's my Whatnot. Like instead of running it on Whatnot and getting that $15, I hope
you're not getting $15 for a $30 item on Whatnot.
But I'm getting. I have many items going out that I'm running on that sale. So I'm running. So to answer the question, I'm running sales. I'm promoting. I'm listing all the time.
I forget what the question was.
How do I get that guaranteed money?
How does it meet his bottom dollar?
Yeah. And I also, I bank on fourth quarter. We're in the fourth quarter. Hey, we talk about fourth quarter. Usually, it's way above that minimum dollar for the every week of the fourth quarter. So, that's my now. Do I factor in what I've spent? I watch that monthly. That makes it harder during the summer months when I'm spending more. To if I get that really low payout, that could be a tough week if I spent $200, $300. Then that's a $500 that I only made. But there's always that math in it too.
So do you spend the money like that you use from your payouts? Like so if you get $800,
yep.
Do you use money from your business account to source that week, or do you use it out of the $800 that you paid yourself?
Out of the business account. It all it all goes so that way because I use a lot of cash, right? So everything I just watch what goes in. Like at the end of every month, I literally add up what went in and what I've taken out for inventory or whatever, and I can look at how much I made every month. And
Right.
I don't know.
My biggest problem is that I have with, like, I do sometimes, occasionally, a few times a year, run like on older items that I had in my store for 6 months or more or whatever. Um, I never mark them down to 50%, but I'll do like 30%. I think I might even win as high as 40% or whatever. But it bothers me to do that with the promoted side of it too. You know what I mean? Because you factor in if you're promoting it, whatever. It's
Yep.
just, it just keeps eating and eating into your
That's why I
bottom line.
don't.
I understand that, if it's just an older item that's sitting there, you probably made my thing in the back of my head is I always tell myself that I probably made money on the entire buy that I did,
Right.
because if I went out that weekend and spent so much money on it
Well, just to
individually.
keep it simple in my mind for me, because that's how I like it. If I stop promoting, that bottom dollar drops. It always has. Every time I've tried to stop promoting,
Yeah, I
that,
tried it
that
earlier in the
money
beginning.
that I call my guaranteed every week, then I'm risking losing that guaranteed money.
I tried it for a while in the beginning of the year, and just didn't promote
I
and
will say this on that factor though, like I feel like for me, what I'm capable of doing, that's close to my ceiling. I've been basically for the last 4 years. That's about what I do. Like to try to grow it on my own has been a little bit, I been a little bit tough. Like I feel like that's my ceiling. That guarantee, and again, that bottom numbers, I hardly ever hit that bottom number. Most of the time, I'm above it. But
Mhm.
every once in a while, I still hit that bottom number, and then on average, most of my payouts are in the same ballpark all the time, every week. And so I feel like I've reached my ceiling on what I can do on eBay.
Yeah, mine fluctuate, but it's also it also goes to what the amount of work I put in during the week. You know what I mean? If I don't do a lot, if I don't list a lot or whatever, at the end of the week, it shows in my payout. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Huh.
it's a tough balance. I think at the end of the day, it's trying to
Well, I
balance.
just, for me, it's again, you're right, it's a tough balance, but I feel like I can comfortably say the way where I have my business right now, I'm guaranteed at least that. Like that's my guaranteed paycheck. That if I went to work for a company, that I would be guaranteed an amount. I feel comfortable saying that's my guaranteed money, and then
Right.
everything above that is gravy.
Yeah.
Is that a good term? I
I,
don't know.
I think that would be my hardest part if I ever did it full time. Is the my entire life I had a paycheck. You know what I mean? I've never worked,
It's
other
still
than on some sort of salary or some sort of hourly rate or some sort of, you know what I mean? So at the end of, I knew that I had I worked 40 hours that week. I was getting this much. If I did overtime, I was getting this much. You know what I mean? So that would be my biggest thing of not knowing, like, I have friends that are in sales and they're on commission based things, and some weeks that are great. You know what I mean? Some weeks that, or months sometimes that they have a great month, and then I'll talk to them and they'll be like, look, it's really down. I don't think I could live my, me personally, where I'm at right now, live like that. I think it would mentally affect me so much of just the constant worrying of I need to make this much, and there's so many factors that depend on making that much. But if I was used to it, like some of these guys are used to it, that they know what they have to do throughout the year to, you know,
when
budget
you
some
have
money in the
when
slower
you
months.
have to hit that number, like I have to, like for me, I have to hit that number. So I don't stop listing. I always trying
Right.
to list and stay busy and and always trying to find stuff to sell.
Right.
Now that said, that bottom number, if that's not something I could live off of for like that's not enough. Even
Right.
in
Right.
small town Bucyrus, Ohio, my bottom I have to hit those numbers that go above it to survive. If I my guaranteed that guarantee number that I gave, that's not enough for me to live off of. I mean, it's I guess I could survive barely.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's tough.
Because the big factor, like with that bottom number, I could survive, but I can't afford to source. That's what happens if I only hit that my guaranteed bottom number every single week, I could survive, get by, but I couldn't afford to source at all.
How long could you go without sourcing? Do you have enough that would
Right now, I could go all winter without sourcing again.
yeah.
I have that much. I thought I would get it all done in a month and a half. I still have so much stuff.
Have you ever considered that? Just not doing it? Not
That's kind of what I mean. I'm not sourcing. I'm being very picky right now. Like I'm not
right.
picking. There's stuff I passed on that I might have bought before.
Yeah. Do you feel if you don't go out? Like I get that too. Like if I don't go out, I feel like I'm gonna miss something. Like
no, I feel. Here's what I get bored. I get like a little bit depressed sitting at home just doing nothing. I've gained like 6 pounds so far since I stopped picking. Like I have to. That's my exercise. Like that. Not going out and walking from yard sale to yard sale. I'm like, man, I've gained 6 pounds. Like, what am I? Because I'm just sitting here on the couch with the dogs listing, like, and eating cookies. Like, so there's that kind of mental stuff really gets to me when I'm not. Like it becomes difficult. You know, having Sonya here and having someone to talk to helps, but man, it's
have
still
no one to talk to.
No, I mean that's why. Like I don't like to pick on Dan about stuff like that because I get there too, man. Like I sitting on that chair and
I lay in my bed
trying to find motivation and I can't. Like
My
it's
dog
rough.
hates
I
it.
know it's hard. Like and I'm right there with you. There's days where I just like it's the end of the
You wanna
day.
cry, right?
I've done some listing, but physically I haven't done
I
anything.
haven't listed in days.
And I'm just like, what did I do with today?
My life.
Like, why did
today.
I do this? So I get it. Anyways, I went on a major rant, but it can be done though. That's the thing. Like it can. I'm doing it. I'm currently doing it.
Well, you
It's a
living
lot
the
of
dream.
work. No, for me, yeah, I'm living my dream. I'm able to stay home and work from home. And when I first found out about reselling, I told myself that's what I want to do. Like I want to do that. I want to be a full-time reseller more than anything.
The world.
I mean, since I was in my 40s, early 40s when I found it, and like I'm glad I did. I don't know where I'd be if I didn't.
Yeah, me too. I think about it too. Like I don't know. I guess I'd have to work more overtime or more, whatever. But I mean, it's paid. Reselling's paid my kids' tuition so far up. Like Joey's a junior in high school, so I mean, it's been pretty much that entire time.
Yep. It's tough though. I mean, again, it's work. There's times I'm like,
I haven't worked in months.
We gotta get you motivated. I know it's hard, Dan. I know it's hard. We gotta find a way to get you motivated because I know how hard. Like I said, I've been there recently. I've been there. I go to look at my death pile and I'll walk up to it and I'll be like,
where do you start? Right?
Where do I start?
That's why I want to purge.
I don't want to do anything. Like I want to go that couch and watching whatever show streaming and watching the whole season sounds better.
Ooh,
than
what
this.
show are you watching right now?
What did we just finish? Actually pretty bad. It's like it's reality TV.
Oh,
the new season of The Circle.
Circle, what's that? Never heard of it.
On Netflix, it's where
it's on Netflix.
They can only they're all in one like hotel or whatever or apartment building, and they're all in separate rooms, but they can only text each other, and so they have to try to. They vote each other off, right? But they can be catfish. Like for instance, the one old lady is playing like a 23-year-old attractive girl or whatever, and then these twin brothers are playing another attractive girl, and like they're all catfish.
The twin brothers are playing attractive girls. Everyone's playing attractive girls.
I mean, it's a catfish strategy.
Maybe I should watch this.
I'm watching
it. It'll draw you in. Anyways, I just finished it because the new season came out.
I'm watching the Melendez brothers thing. I'm on the second episode of that. I finished the second episode of that.
They just dropped a documentary, like a movie documentary for that.
Yeah, that's what it. It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, but there's 2 of them on Netflix now. There's
I'm watching. I
a
don't know.
movie that just came out too. I'm
It's
gonna
not a
watch that.
movie. It's just like episodes or whatever.
I'm rewatching
Yeah.
Monk.
I've never
Monk.
watched Monk.
Monk's awesome.
What's that actor's name? I like him too.
Tony Shalhoub, I think.
Yeah.
Joe House
Ugh.
Sopranos.
Um,
No, you
it's
don't
all
like.
right.
What? What do you mean? All right.
I have
Disgusting. You're
that's what I'm watching.
disgusting.
No, I'm only like 4 episodes in because that's what me and Lauren watch together. So I have to wait for her to watch it.
Has Lauren never seen it either?
No, nope.
Oh, I'm watching The Penguin.
We're the ones that I didn't see Breaking Bad until Breaking Bad was done and over with for years.
Yeah.
Everybody talked about it. And then I don't know why I didn't watch it.
Is it good?
Breaking Bad.
I liked it.
I only watched.
seen
I
it
can't
once.
get past like episode 4.
Really? Oh man. I think I watched
Like twice.
I watched it twice. The whole season, the whole series.
Yeah.
Twice.
Really?
I've only
It's
seen
that
it
good,
once. I might watch it again sometime. Maybe this winter. I'm not.
It's
I'm
really-
gonna just. I don't know. Tomorrow, I'm gonna purge some stuff, and then I'm gonna start listening to something. I'm gonna do something. I got a pile of clothes in my room. I don't even want to be in my room because I don't like having my stuff. I like to keep it in here, but I do my clothes in my room, and I've just had a pile of clothes waiting to get pictured to list for I don't know how many weeks now, and I just haven't felt like doing it.
Yeah.
Now, but my
You're slow. Get like 5 done tomorrow. Try to get 5 done tomorrow.
Ugh.
There's your.
I was gonna start this week off and be doing really well, but I didn't. I listed two cards yesterday. I had some cards. I bought some. I got a few lots that I bought last week, and I listed some of those I listed on eBay, and then some I did through a Whatnot show.
Do you ever think about what number you would put on all your stuff to come in and just clean it out? Just start over. Like if you could start over, would you start over?
Not the stuff I've listed. I don't think. I mean, that's the thing is I really want to go. I need to like get my space. I feel like I feel better if my space is organized. I feel like I keep talking about that too, but like my space is awful. Like there's no. I mean, I emptied an IKEA bag of clothes that I listed a few weeks ago that I haven't put away yet, and I put those on my bins outside because I need the IKEA bag because all my IKEA bags are full of stuff now. It's just like one of those things, and I need to. I don't know. I don't know what I have to do.
Like I think my number would be it's probably too high, but like if someone gave me 40% of what I have it valued on eBay, I would take it. But there's items in there that would be hard for me to say, yeah, I'll take it because I have some pretty good, some pretty rare collectible toys and stuff in there that I'd be like, I don't know if I want, but I'd take 40% of my eBay value and start over. Heck yeah, I would.
Yeah.
But like I'm kind of doing that. I'm doing that pop up. That's another thing we talk. I'm getting ready for that pop up. It's a week. It's a week and a half away. So a week from Saturday, this Saturday, then a week from this Saturday, I'm doing that live pop up in Columbus, and I got to start prepping this weekend. I got to start pricing clothing. I got to start bagging it and getting it ready to go. And then I got to get my clothes racks ready. And then like we're gonna like I have a TV VCR combo that I'm gonna bring with me that I'm gonna have old like movies playing on. And so we're gonna set it up to where it's kind of retro throwback, whatever, old school themed. And so I got to get ready for that. So that's gonna be a lot of work. Like I got to go through. I got to separate. I'm gonna have a $5. It's gonna be a $7 table or 2 for $10. So I'm gonna have everything on that table is gonna be priced that way. So I got to separate that stuff from the stuff I'm gonna price individually. Then I got to go through and price everything individually, and then I got to pull stuff off of eBay so it's not on eBay while I have it down there. Then I'm gonna take some hats, and I'm gonna take. So it's gonna be a lot of work to get that ready, all for one day of selling. We'll see how that goes. Seems like it's gonna be pretty good.
How far away is that?
It's about an hour away exactly.
You know what you should do when you're set up there?
Huh?
Is you should schedule it now, schedule a Whatnot show, and you should stream you should stream some stuff, and you might be able to sell some of that stuff. Like price it for what you have it priced for there.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I'm saying? Or
yeah,
dibbed it. One of those. You should do that.
do it live from there.
Like, yeah, I mean, you would just have to like your 2 for 7 table or whatever. Like, I mean,
I don't think it's a bad. The only reason I think it won't
you don't have
work
to do it the whole time.
is because when I did that other one, I was busy the whole time. Like it was like there was not a time where I didn't have 4 or 5 people in my, looking at my clothes asking questions
Well, why don't you do it before you open,
before I open,
or just like kind of show what you have or
like right after
something?
it's set up. Yeah,
I
it's
don't
not a
know,
bad
or
idea.
just like post it. I don't know. Is Sonia going with you, or one of your
Yeah,
kids?
she's gonna come out. I think Sonia's coming for sure, and then I think Logan might go with us.
Like,
I'm trying to talk him into going because I'm like he's single. There's a lot of girls that are his age that are going to be there. I'm like they're going to be shopping for clothes and stuff. You can help. All you got to do is help me set up, and from there you're on your own. Like you can go hang out, chat it up, whatever you want to do. So I'm trying to talk him into going. I mean, if I was 19, 20, I'd be there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're saying.
What did you say, Jamel? Speaking. Yeah, so I'm excited for that, but it's also I know because I've done it before. It's again, it's work. It's a lot of work hauling all that stuff down there, setting it all up, and then if the customer if the the foot traffic is good, you're busy the whole time. People are coming. Hey, how much? Hey, they'll be like, I scanned your QR code and I already sent you the $80. Well, I got to go into my Venmo and make sure I got it before they walk away with the article of clothing, stuff like that. So
Have
it can be busy.
Yeah, all right. I just thought
Maybe after. Maybe I'll do it after. So
yeah, but you want to clean up. I mean, you want to pick it up too. But yeah, no, I was just spitballing an idea.
Yeah, yeah.
So
No, I mean,
if Sonia logged in on your account, I mean, I'm just saying to make you can make more sales. Maybe
right.
I mean, I don't know. It might be something people might come watch it, and then I don't know.
Yeah, just for like the social aspect of it.
Or
I'll have to look. I'm not gonna say for sure that I'm gonna do it only because I know like I get overwhelmed with how busy it's gonna be.
yeah. I mean,
So
it's probably a bad idea. I was trying to
like
what do you call it? Offer something in this episode. I apologize, people. I don't know. Someday I'll get out of my funk, I think.
If I do it, Dan, I'm gonna call it the Van Buren Boy Live because it's gonna be a bunch of Van Buren boys there. I'm kind of nervous because like everybody else that's there, they're all
Cool. I mean,
and they're at the oldest in their 30s. Yeah, they're cool. Exactly. I'm gonna be like people are gonna be like, oh, look at this old man. He's got to be a sucker. He'll probably take a nickel and a dime for that shirt.
or if you don't, you're gonna look like some old
Yeah,
geezer who's trying to take advantage of these young kids.
I'm gonna try to price my stuff, but I've seen enough, and I know I've talked enough to people that have done it before to know like you can get decent money. You might not get eBay money, but you might get 60%.
You think you'll get better than Whatnot money?
For sure I will.
Do people usually pay up at those things? I've only been to one of them. They have a it's called.
I have an idea. Set up. So you have everything priced.
I'm gonna price my what I call my better inventory.
You should You should come home and then like do like a show like Sunday or Monday after of whatever you don't sell.
Yeah, because that way.
And then just have it whatever you price it at. Try to. I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, I would do that. I don't think I'd get any bidders, but I would
probably not. I mean, it would just be cool to say you did a Whatnot.
So, like for instance, if I have something on eBay for $100, I'm gonna try to get 65 for it.
You're definitely not getting $65 for something.
I did at the other pop up. I'm not on
Whatnot. Yeah. I'm talking Whatnot here, man. I don't know anything about pop ups. I'm just saying. You might. I don't know.
There's a guy that I follow. He's from here. I usually see him I haven't seen him in a while, but the Goodwill. He does those shows like that. Vintage clothing reseller or whatever.
Yeah.
He does whatever he has, like when he sets up at a store, at a shop or whatever. Then he runs like a story sale on his Instagram. like that because he has everything out or whatever. He's able to take the pictures and then he runs a little bit cheaper that day, of because he has everything
That's
out.
what I need to figure out. Like a guy like Cernok's somebody that does it, but there's guys that at the bins, the Van Buren boys at the bins. Those guys will find something at the bins. They haven't even paid for it yet, and they've already sold it because they put it on Instagram that it's available, and someone messages them on Instagram and pays them on Venmo, and they've already bought it. And he literally hasn't even paid for it out of the bins yet. Like he hasn't even left Goodwill and paid for it yet, and he's already sold it.
Yeah.
I need to get better at that, like using like I've never been one to want to do that kind of promotion because I didn't think I was good at it. But man,
Yeah.
if you can get a following that shops on Instagram, he'll be like, he'll walk up to me. His name's Jared. He'll be like, easy money. I was like, what'd you sell? And he'll show me like, I already sold this on Instagram. I was like, dang man, like he literally just found it and he went over there, took a picture of it on the bench, put it on Instagram, and it's already gone. It's kind of crazy, but I don't have that. The problem is my Instagram is all resellers. He has shoppers as his Instagram following. Mine are all resellers, so they're not like there's no. If I put it on there, I'm not going to get a lot of offers.
Right.
So, although I have and I've fumbled that because I really don't know what I'm doing on there, but like that's another place where you might not get eBay money, but I've gotten good offers on stuff, and I just like ignored them because I didn't know what to do. Like I didn't know I was bad. I was like, so hey, you selling that? I'll give you this much for it. And I'll be like, and I'll just like ignore it because I didn't have Venmo at the time or whatever. No, it's awful. I know I didn't have because my PayPal hasn't been set up. And I didn't have Venmo, so I just didn't want to deal with it. So I just kind of like ignored it. It's so bad.
I got an offer on Depop yesterday.
Oh,
you sold Depop? I didn't know you sold.
No, I've never sold. I've listed a few items. The guy wanted to buy he wanted to buy this Puma tank top.
Yeah.
But he's interested. He wants to know how much of how tall the P is in Puma. And then wanted to know the
Can you measure your P for me?
What is the height of the P? What is the spacing distance between the bottom neckline?
Oh
P
my gosh,
and the
that's
top of the
someone
logo?
messing with you, dude.
That's what I said. Is it somebody
Gotta be
messing with
somebody.
me?
Can you measure the gap between the?
Yeah, he wanted to know the gap from the neck to the logo, and then he wanted to know the height of the P. It's a $15 stupid polo that
How many people that you've answered those questions for actually buy it?
I had
Zero.
a person who asked me the height of which I understand. So, but sometimes I don't remember. It was a pair of like clog style shoes on eBay, and they wanted to know the height of the heel, which I understand that. And I try to be better about taking that picture, and I didn't take the picture. So, like, I usually will answer that. I took the picture and I replied to them, and they asked it back in July, and then maybe a week or two ago, they finally replied and were like, "There's like a $20 pair of shoes," and they're just like, "What is your best price you could do?" And I'm like, "It's like I just ignored them then." I'm like, "Yeah, we're like 3 months later, like whatever." Like you couldn't even say thank you when I offered you the height of the thing, which now I sound like a jerk again. Dan's a big old jerk.
No, I mean I've answered. I will say that's happened a lot. I answer questions and then you get that offer that's like way lower than you would ever accept, but they ask you all those questions just to send you a really bad offer,
or not even send you an offer.
I made a
Just-
sale
never
on
heard from
Macari last week, and then the guy's when I accepted, I was accepting. It was low. It was I just was wanting to make a sale. I was asking like $50 for the shoes, I think, and he offered me like 36 or 37. And I was like, whatever. I need to sell something today. I feel like I'm generous if I actually get an offer on Macari because I don't pay any fees. But anyway, I accepted it, and his payment was declined or whatever. And then he's like, "Oops." He's like, "I'll try to get this fixed." And then I never heard from him again. And I wanted to block him, but
I'm going to prove that we're the worst reselling podcast right now because Dan sells on Poshmark and they made a big change. We didn't talk about that at all.
Yeah, I know, because it came out. Well, I saw it after we recorded last week on Discord. Matt, used to listen to the podcast. I don't know if he still does. He might. He mentioned it in the
probably
Discord.
stopped.
They did that, and then I started listening to the Trash Cash, and they're already talking about it. So, you guys don't even sell on Poshmark. So, like,
Yeah, but I've seen the news that they changed their fees and they're charging the buyers fees and stuff like that
well,
now.
it's split between the buyer and the seller.
Yeah, they split the
Yeah.
for sellers it's good, but for they're calling it something different though on the buyer's side. It
What
has
is
a
it called? I
different
don't
name.
even know. I haven't sold on. I mean, I've been. Oh my gosh, I've been so bad about. I mean, I barely cross listed. I was sharing before we sat down and recorded. I was sharing my closet today, but I have one sale in 2 weeks on Poshmark because I'm just like don't do anything. I don't do anything.
So what's it? 10% to each side, the buyer.
No, it's like 5 and
Aren't they
8
20%?
like that.
What is it?
No,
What are they?
No,
I don't know the new numbers, but it's not 10 and 10.
is
I
it
don't know what
is it 5.99?
But
Is that
weren't they 20% fees to you, Dan?
Yeah, they were
When-
20% fees.
let's see if I can find it real quick.
No, you should have found it before you started talking about the.
Well, I was just thinking about it when you start talking about Macari not having no fees, and I was like, "Oh yeah,
No, I
Poshmark
remembered.
just
I
showed."
mean, I remember, but it wasn't breaking ground news for us. Usually, we always hear something new. It's after we've already started. They're replacing it with the new 1, 2, 3 low fee structure. Fee is $1, $2, $3 based on the order price plus 5.99% the order total. So if the item is under $15, they take a $1 fee. 15 to 50 is $2, and over 50 is $3, and then you get charged.
And how much are the buyers getting charged? So it's a fixed price fee. I got you.
And
So
they have a new closet wide shipping discount program, which lowers the shipping fee for a closet to $5.95, paid by Poshmark. So I should be listing more on Poshmark, and it just.
I saw someone did a. Oh, sorry.
I mean, no, it's okay. I don't.
Someone showed the transaction as a buyer, and when it listed it, it listed that new, but it doesn't say buyer fee. I forget what it said. They made it sound all fancy, like it was something that they had to charge you.
Well,
But now buyers see that they have that additional fee. It's called something else in their purchase breakdown.
well, I figured since we had an ambassador on here, we would know this.
Well,
you know.
I've told you for probably 2 months now that I've been in this rut, so I don't know.
What are we going to do to get you out of it, man? We need to get
How
you out
about
of
you
this
guys be nice to me and check in on me once in a while? Still never hear anything from anyone. I keep constantly begging you guys to come to my whatnot shows, and you don't. You constantly talk about the other whatnot shows you go to.
Sorry, Dan.
That's not true, Dan.
Oh.
I mean,
all right. We're gonna start. I'm gonna start checking on you.
this is probably the 7th time you said that in a row. The only thing you got.
Yo, did we even mention what show we're on? What week? 51, right?
I asked you if you ever got your magnets, and you never responded.
When did you ask that?
Did you ever get the magnets you ordered?
No, I never went back to the UPS store like Joe suggested last week. I thought that might have been a pretty good idea, but I haven't left the house. I left the house yesterday to go to the bins. I left Friday to go to the bins. I went to Aldi today, and after today, I'm going to be hunkered down in my house for the next week or so, probably.
Why?
I'm gonna do my work. I'm gonna be in my zone. So don't bother calling me or texting me. I won't answer.
I'm calling you tomorrow.
Do not call me tomorrow.
I'm calling you tomorrow. Dan.
I've been.
So there's a guy at the UPS store with all these magnets. Is what you're telling us?
He's selling our magnets. I bet you if you go on online, you can find our magnets for sale.
Shop.
No, they're my magnets. I paid for them. You guys didn't pay me nothing.
Your magnets. I'm sorry. Your magnets.
They're whoever has them. Yeah. Maybe I'll go there sometime. I just don't. Today it's like cold outside, and I'm not ready to bust out my I'm not busting out my sweatpants yet, so I feel a little ridiculous because I'm walking around with shorts and t-shirt, and everyone else is wearing like sweatshirts and jackets.
Don't you usually go all winter with shorts on?
No, I'll put sweatpants on. I'm too old now to be wearing shorts, so I'll wear
Gotta
sweatpants.
be colder than this. It has to be in the 40s before I break out my sweatpants. I'll wear
I'll wear shorts in the
shorts.
house, but like when I go out, I won't.
I'll wear like a hoodie with shorts all the time.
Eh,
It's gotta be cold than that, so I break out my pants.
I gotta. I don't know.
That's
I gotta organize my drawers and. I gotta
I'm gonna work.
clean some of that. I need more. I need space. I hate getting rid of anything, so I keep it all, and I don't need it. I don't know. I mean, I'll be
Well, me and
honest.
Sonya
I was trying.
are gonna drive out there. We're gonna help you
Huh?
organize. Give you some. We're gonna help you get organized and help you make some space.
Oh,
Me and Sonya are coming out to visit.
no, I'm busy that day.
I'm busy.
uh,
Oh my!
I didn't say when yet, Dan.
I know I'm busy. I'm busy to the end of time. I spent like $50 on inventory I think last week, and I barely spent anything. I mean, other than I bought cards. I mean, that's just a hobby though, right? That's not really a.
I'm never gonna live that hobby thing down ever.
I sold.
Uh,
I bought a. I don't want to say collection. I bought a lot last week. I paid 21 something, like $22. It was 21 and some change. So say $22, and I pulled the card out of there and listed it for 15 and sold it the next day for 15. So I got all these other cards for under whatever after fees.
Right.
Whatever. So
Yeah.
hopefully, I hope they. I don't know what I don't know when I'm gonna have when I have a show. Like it's discouraging. I was in fight off mode the other day. I had some cards I just did. I had a few cards that were I was trying to run. So that's what I was talking about earlier. Was like I do, whatever I put up on whatnot, I'm happy to sell it. Whatever I'm starting the price off with, like I'm okay if it goes for that price. Like it's hard when you watch all these other people and they get bids and you're like you don't know what you do wrong not getting bids. Like it's tough. But like I was putting cards up there and I had some cards I was okay. I was starting at $2 and I had some that I'm like I'm not. I want at least a bid. If I knew I was going to get bids, I would start them at $2. But I'm like, I'm going to start these at $3. So I was putting some cards through, and I had some autographs. I'm like, I want $3 for my autographs. Like, I bought I keep saying collection. I bought a lot, and I had close to about 250 into each of them, I think. And then I had some other cards from some of the other lots that are like decent cards. They're $5 to $7 cards on eBay, and I was like, oh, I'm going to start them at $3. Like that seems fair. And so I ran through and I sold some. I sold a card on. I did get some bids on a card. I had a autograph card of some Cowboys player the autograph is like $10 on eBay, and I was in my head I was like, if it goes for less than 15, I'm just gonna run it on whatnot and try. If I start at 3, I'll be okay. And so I started at 3, and that thing it's this autograph is Randy White, and I don't even know what position he plays. It sells for like $10 on eBay, and I got bids and it sold for 17 on whatnot. And I just happened to have a guy who collects the guy, and someone else was like, he must have been a Cowboys collector, and they fought for it. So that was kind of nice. But what was I going with this? Oh, anyway, I got to the end of the night, and I had done because the one day, I was gonna say episode, the one show people were complaining about my shipping because my shipping's like I don't ship plain white envelope. And so it's like $4 and some odd cents for the first card, but I've maxed it out at $6.50 for shipping, and then anything over $6.50 I pay for the shipping, just because I don't want to send stuff within a plain white envelope. Which I'm waiting for a card on plain white envelope, and it still hasn't come in that I bought from eBay, and that I feel bad. It was supposed to be here on the 26th of September, and what's today, like the 8th or 9th?
Wow,
It's not here, and it's coming. It's coming from Florida, and it got shipped out like the day that Helena hit, or Helene, whatever. And
Mhm.
part of me like thinks like I don't want to buy. I messaged the guy to tell him like, hey, I didn't get this card yet. I just want you to know. I'm like, I'm fine waiting, but I don't have it. And he never responded. So now I'm at the point like I don't. It's like $7, which I feel like a jerk like opening a case if the guy like lost everything and the card's gone because it got washed away. So I think I might just list like whatever, just forget it, because I just feel like a jerk. But then part of me like, what happens if you didn't send it? Because I did find it was a good deal on a card. I spent uh it was on a Zayflower. Zayflower is like a Prism card that I think I can get
Yeah.
$10. It was something I felt like I got a really good deal, and I bought 2 cards from him. And anyway,
Right.
so then I'm like, maybe didn't send it, but I feel like so I don't remember what am I talking about this for. I have no idea. Oh, because that's what I'm in this spot where I don't want to do that on Whatnot, so I do that thing. So people were I was selling some cards, and then it got to be the end. I was going to end my show, and somebody who had bought stuff they wanted to look through, so I picked up my cards and was showing him what I've already ran to see if he wanted anything, and then I came to my autographs. I'm like, oh, the autographs are $3. I'm skimming through it, and I didn't finish going through all my autographs, and under there were some like um patch cards and stuff, and it was I was like, oh, I'm like, these cards are $3 too, so I'll start him off at, and he was like, just giving me, he just really wanted them for $2. I'm like, nah, man. I'm like, these
And
are.
he was mad about you said he was
We
mad about
finally
the
said he was,
shipping.
because I was just like, man, no, he wasn't mad about the shipping. That was just I was just saying like what I was trying to do. So if someone did buy from me, I was trying to be accommodating by, making sure they get all the cards they wanted to max out their 650 shipping. And
Yeah.
this guy, he just was relentless on wanting me to sell him cards for less than like $2, and I wanted three, and I was like, no, man. I'm like, I can't, like, I just don't want to, like, I'll just keep the
Yeah.
card, like, it's like I'm like, I'm not, it's not what I want to sell the card for. I'm trying to do an auction, like I would
Yeah.
want them to get
Because it's
bids.
supposed to be an auction and you want bids. So I would just say to them, like, look, I can't start this at 2 because right now I don't have multiple bidders. If you're the only bidder, then I have to start it at 3. Like I have to.
No, I thought about that, running a show and being like, if I have like 10 people in the room, I'll run it at 2. But if there's less than 10 people, I'm running the auction at 3. I thought about that, but then like I just feel like there's never gonna get any traction of anyone watching. I just feel like sometimes I feel like I'm starting to feel like I'm wasting my time with this too. It's just like people are just never gonna, like, oh my god, I'm a constantly broken record. Which, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's just never,
No, I get it. I
never
get
gonna
it. It's
end.
rough. Until you get consistent bidders in an auction, a live auction site, it's difficult. It's a hard challenge. It's a hard pill to swallow not getting bids on stuff, and then you got someone in there. Hey, start it at 2 because they know they're the only one that's
Oh,
going to
he
bid.
wanted
That's the
2 of
only
the
reason.
cards, and he's like 2. I'm like, no, these are both $3 cards, and he was like, how about both for 4? And I'm like, that's the same thing, man. And then finally he's like, all right. And then afterwards, I was thinking, I'm like, I probably could have done 5, and I would have been okay with it. It's just like, but I'm like, I just
And
want.
then you're right there on the spot and you're live, and you don't want to sound like a jerk, but at the same time, you have to be like, look, I know why you want me to start at 2 because you know you're the only one that's going to bid. Like that's why I can start it at
The
3
next
if you're
thing I'm
going to be
gonna
the only one
do,
that bids.
the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start some of these cards. I'm just gonna put them in auctions on. I think I'm just gonna put them in auctions on eBay on my other. I guess I could do it on my
Your
regular.
other account.
I might do it on my other account and then just do like,
With the
I might just
shipping.
do the standard envelope shipping over there on that, or I might just do it regular and I could do it on my and just start an auction on eBay and for $2. Like, if I'm happy, like, what's the difference if I sell it on Whatnot for $2 auction, or if
That's what I've been.
I have to go through the
What
hassle of listing it on eBay though, right? Instead of
Right.
just picking the cards, so I might start a little bit more, but or just lot them up and then resell them. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
yeah.
But once again,
Oh no,
wasting your
I think
time,
eBay's
wasting my
a
time.
good option. That you can eBay's still an option when you want when you're comfortable not getting what you consider full value. For me, eBay's still
I'm
a
looking
better
for a quick
option than
flip.
I know that's the hard part when you don't have the inventory space and you just want it gone. I gotcha.
Like, you buy a lot. I mean, I buy a lot for, I buy like 50 cards, and you find like for $20, and then you find this is a quick example because
Yeah.
I know you guys probably want to get done talking to me. You guys can get on with
No,
your
I get
day.
it.
You don't want to talk to me anymore.
You can easily double or better that money and have it out the door.
Get it. Oh yeah, yeah, and then fast. Like you find one card in there that pays for everything, or 2 cards or whatever, and then um, everything else you just flip real fast and you sell it. You take your 20. Like I'm not looking to pay all my bills from a one whatnot show. Like if you make 50, 70,
Right.
100 bucks in a
You
show
want it
once
to
a
add
week, so
up.
it's like
You want it to
$400
add
a
up.
month. Like that would be great to make.
I got you. Yep. Well, I think I don't have the answer for you. That's what I like. I wish I had some advice to give you, but like I've
The
struggled with
advice would
that
be to
same
tell me to
a lot.
shut the up,
No.
suck it up,
I've had the
buttercup.
same issues with live auctions, and I haven't figured it out. And there's people that have, so that also adds to the frustration because there are people that have figured out the live auction to make it work for them. I haven't, so I don't have a lot of advice from that standpoint.
I'm sorry, everyone who listened, if you made it this far.
All right, everyone. Well, we do want to thank you for listening to the Reseller Leftovers podcast.
You guys will find a new